I became the president of the Super Smash Brothers Club at UCI. Smash 4 in specific. That was the game at the time. Now, I had whatever, some responsibilities. I had to run a tournament and manage the club and make sure people were engaged and keep them happy. It wasn't that hard, but it had its challenges. When I became the captain of the crew battle, however, that's when I started to have this side role. Now, just long story short, a crew battle is like 5v5. You play one-on-one and you choose a team of 5. So I had sort of tryouts for this crew battle. We got our members in, and then I had to lead them like a team. This was, I want to say, my first major leadership role, because I wasn't a leader in any work I did, or I don't consider a group leader for like a school project anything important, but this was a real leadership role that I could play. I felt like the glue that bound my teammates together. And as a captain for a crew battle, what am I doing? I'm organizing the actual... I'm not organizing the event, but I have to figure out how to get there. I have to make sure my teammates are available. I have to make sure we're practiced. I have to make sure we're communicating. I have to make sure that we're all on the same page. So our first event was local. Okay, how do we get there? Easy. We can all drive separately, except for some of us who carpooled. Fine, we're there. Strategy. Okay, that's easy enough. We met for literally a couple hours like the day before, and these were good players, and I had faith in them, so we're going to succeed. Okay, fine. We talk about how we're going to do it, not just practicing the movements and practicing like matchups, which means like this character versus that character. Now we're going to talk about a vision, and that's where I would say I was carrying most of the weight of the like my role was really to give that vision. It's like, okay, well, this is our strategy. This is what we want to do against this team because they have this weakness and we have this strength. That's, I think, what I was good at. Now, we ended up getting first in that small qualifier, but I think this is the cool part of the story, and it obviously has a nice ending. The next round was in San Luis Obispo. That's about I want to say like 300 miles from Irvine, maybe 250. So I had to book a rental car, but not any rental car. I was tasked with getting both the Smash 4 crew and the Smash Melee crew there. So I had to account for, I think it was 11 people. So I booked a van. Do you know how hard it is to book a van when you're under 20? Actually, I wasn't even 20. I was 21, but under 25. Do you know how hard it is to book a van?
And how expensive, too.
Luckily, we had a parent organization who was going to refund us for the amount of the van pool. But yes, the price, it was, if I remember correctly, without gas, it was like $300.
Oh, for a day?
No. It was for like a weekend.
The weekend, sorry. Yeah.
So maybe I'm misremembering, but
There must be paperwork, the legal side,
the liability. But I'll tell you, no, there's some interesting twists in the story. So I get the van, and we get everyone in the car, and we pack it up. Everyone's buckled in. I tell them the rules. I'm like, look, guys, I love you. You guys are awesome. No standing up, no unbuckling your seatbelt. Please don't distract me, and let's have a good time. Something like that. We get on the freeway, flat tire indicator. All right, so I'm already angry. I'm like, this is a horrible start. And this is at what time is this? This is in the morning. Right? I think.
Sure.
It's in the morning. Yeah. Okay. No. It's at night. In fact, it's late at night. It's like 8 o'clock. So we're starting off this journey at 8 p.m. So 20 o'clock for you Europeans. So anyway, we go to the gas station to pump air. I'm like, okay, luckily I'm good with cars. I know how to pump air. So I read the tire pressure and it's like 70. I'm like, what? Because normal car tire pressure is 35. So I'm Googling, I'm asking the guy at the front of the clerk, like, is this supposed to be 70? He's like, yeah, it's a truck. They have higher tire pressure. I'm like, okay, makes sense. I look it up. Sure enough, fine. I try calling the rental company. They don't answer. They're out for the day. And I'm starting to fill it with air. After like 4 minutes, it's gone up 1 PSI. It makes sense. It's high pressure, and this is probably not built to go that high. We end up spending like 30 minutes there just filling one tire with air, and I'm worried that this is going to happen again during the trip. Now, luckily, their spirits were high. We had just started, and they got some snacks, so it was okay. We get to the hotel, which I had previously made a reservation for all of us. I'm not kidding you. This was the nicest motel I had stayed in. There was room for 7 of us in one room. Like, there were 2 king-sized beds and a pull-out. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And it had like a full bath. I was like, this is a motel? Like, this is awesome. Anyway. So, we get everyone in there. I'm like, you guys set your alarms for this time. I'm going to come get you. Because, again, I'm responsible for Melee's transportation as well. So, all right. It's time to wake up in the morning. They're Smash players, so they all sleep in. And they don't listen to my alarm. Whoever's up comes and gets breakfast with me, which is free continental breakfast, which means it's not very good, but it'll do the job. So we get breakfast. I rally the troops. We head to the tournament. Long story short, we did well. We got second place, so we moved on. Melee got eliminated, so their spirits were a little lower. At the end of the night, they were stalling very hard. I kept saying, hey, let's get some food and then let's go. I don't want to be tired at the end of the night. This was like 8 p.m. and we hadn't left yet. These guys stall so hard that we want to leave at 9:30, basically. We're ready to leave at 9:30. Last minute, this Melee player says, I got to use the bathroom. He goes in the bathroom. Daria, I kid you not, for 30 minutes, he was in there. 30 minutes, he's in this bathroom. And I asked his friends, I'm like, is this normal? He's like, yeah, he just sits in there for forever. I'm like, can you tell him to hurry up? And then he comes out, no apology. I'm pretty sure he didn't wash his hands. Whatever. Smash players. So I get a coffee, which I normally don't drink. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this drive. And to be clear, nobody else is supposed to drive that car, that van. So I'm like, I have to do this. It was my plan on my way to stop by my house to pick up some some fresh clothes, I think, or whatever it was. I had to pick something up from my house, which is on the way. So not even like 30 minutes into the journey, my eyes are heavy. And I'm like, okay, I just chug the coffee and I'm better for another 30 minutes, but then I'm tired again. And I was so bad that I pulled over on the side of the road and I debated napping or not. I don't know why I didn't nap, probably because I had everyone in the car, but I told my friend Brian, please drive to my house and I'll drive from my house to Irvine. And that's what happened. He had to take over and he had to drive. And I felt really guilty about that because I knew if anything happened, I'd be in really big trouble. And I'd be liable as well. So I was, I fell asleep. I wasn't stressed at the time, but I knew the decision I made was potentially dangerous. Luckily, I trusted Brian and, everything went smoothly. I get to my house. I take over. I'm immediately tired after taking like an hour and a half nap. And I'm like, this is bad. But I powered through it. I had gotten some coffee from home. And my eyes were really heavy by the time we were exiting. But I got everyone there safely, luckily. The next morning, I returned the van, whatever. And then now we're off to Boston. I had to book the hotel in a different city. I had to book basically food. The transportation was easy because it was a walk across, and I had to coach them at the same time. Long story short, we got second place, and I talked to the manager at the front desk to hook us up with a nice room because we were so many people. But I snuck them in one by one because you're only allowed to have so many people in a room. So it was really funny that I pulled some trick my mom would do by asking for a room upgrade and then not telling them exactly how many people we have in there. So we fit 7 in this deluxe suite. And I made a makeshift bed out of 2 chairs. It was really funny. So bottom line, why did I tell this story? I think there were a lot of hurdles that I had to overcome. There was a lot of extra responsibilities that I took just by being the captain of this club and booking these hotels, these flights, being in communication with the esports arena, getting a partnership with them, which is why I have a jersey to begin with, and why UCI is now the only school in the country to have a Smash Bros. Scholarship. All of these things I feel like were shockwaves of my my time as captain at UCI. It's like I didn't have to try so hard at this crew battle, but I did, and I wanted to make a name for UCI, and I think it worked out for the better. And it's something I'm proud about.